Hello and welcome, my name is BuglugsMilkScruffin and we are back in Starcraft 2. Today I'm literally just going to be doing some practice that I demonstrated in my last video. I'm going to go straight to custom. I am going to leave this channel because, oh my goodness, it gets a bit ridiculous. And then I'm going to go into the arcade and jump into my hotkey trainer. All I'm going to be doing today is going through and doing some of this hotkey practice, making sure that I remember these hotkeys and can really just cement them into my muscle memory. You're welcome to stick around and watch. I hope this is instructive. Here we go. So I'm going to be doing a quick little bit of practice with Terran, but I've already done quite a bit of practice. Oh, I didn't mean to scare you. I did a decent bit of practice already. I just want to make sure that I've got this stuck in my brain quite well. So for instance, I know that's an armory, I know that's a factory, I know that's a sensor tower. Yep, bunker is straight there. Right, and just making sure I know each of these really well. They're stuck into my head. I'm not going to have to think about where is this key, and I can end up with no fusion cores there. What am I doing? Right, and you can see I'm already making, like, I made one mistake, but most of these are pretty quick. I know what I'm doing, right? And you can see my reaction time, wrong one, going down slowly. As I'm going through here, the quicker I can keep these up, the quicker my reaction time goes down. But because I started slow, my reaction time is actually that original section first, plus all of the other ones averaged out. So that first one, like, majorly stuffs up my reaction time. So I'm going to quickly take a drink and then we'll reset and we'll see how I can go from there. Okay, keys on the keyboard, reset, missile turret, armory, command center, ghost academy, sensor tower, fusion core, supply depot, Ghost Academy, Factory, Command Center, and so I'm pretty happy with this at the moment. I'm keeping it under a second, a little bit harder when I'm talking while I'm doing it. Barracks is there, Bunker is there, Fusion Core is there, and you notice, like, if I make one mistake, it actually increases my time quite a lot. So I'm trying to make sure that I'm thinking about what I'm doing and getting the right one at the right time. And at this point I'm at about the speed I can get. I'm not going to get much quicker than this, but oops, that was a mistake. But oops, starport, come on, starport. There we go. And all of a sudden I'm over a second because of one mistake. And that was because I was not in the menu that I thought I was. And so I wasn't pressing the keys in the right order. Ghost Academy, Refinery, Factory, Missile Turret, Engineering Bay, Command Center, Refinery, Barracks, Fusion Core, Sensor Tower, Engineering Bay, Sensor Tower, Engineering Bay, Barracks. Right, but I'm not actually really thinking about these key presses anymore. So I'm pretty confident with Terran buildings at this point in time. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Almost 70 correct, one wrong, keeping it down to about a second. I'm happy with that. Notice I'm focusing on buildings right now. I've got this selected, right? I don't care about the rest yet. I'm going to do buildings first. But now, let's check out Protoss. So here's my little probe, and we need to build a pylon. And a pylon is going to be the same keys as a supply depot, right? They are both supply buildings, so they're both going to be the same thing. Now, this is the interesting one. Photon cannon is the same as a missile turret. A forge is the same as an engineering bay. Nexus is the same as a command center. Each of these has an equivalent from Terran to Protoss. But then we end with something like the Templar Archives. Now, I believe, nope, that's wrong. Templar Archives is the advanced, like the next step from a Twilight Council. So, and this is infantry units, and so this ends up on the same as the Ghost Academy. This is the one that I always get mixed up. I get Robo Facility and Robo Bay mixed up. Robo Facility is the base. Robo Bay is the expansion, like the upgraded version. So we go Robo Bay, Robo Facility. Fleet Beacon is the same as the Fusion Core, right? Fleet Beacon lets us get carriers. Fusion Core lets us get battle cruisers, right? This hotkey setup was designed in such a way that there are a lot of things that match across the different races, so it's much easier to learn. So as long as I can work out the thinking of the people that create this hotkey setup and make the same connections, I'm going to learn this so much quicker. You'll notice my reaction time is like 8 seconds now. Gateways are there, pylons are there, stargates are there, right? A lot of these I don't need to worry about too much. Fleet Beacon was there, Nexus was there, Shield Battery, yep, okay, excellent. Photon Cannon, Dark Shrine, where was that? That was on H. Excellent. And notice I didn't even move my cursor down here. I kept it in the center of the screen, and I'm just looking to see what the key is. So here, I know that this is a basic building, and then Forge is on minus. There's my Forge. Cybercore was on M. Excellent. Templar Archives. Yes, okay, I've got it the right one. Robo Facility, Templar Archives, Robo Facility, Assimilator, Robo Bay, Pylon, Stargate, Twilight Council, Dark Shrine, Forge, Photon Cannon, Gateway, Photon Cannon, Dark Shrine, Robo Bay, Forge, Stargate, Twilight Council, Dark Shrine, Forge, Photon Cannon, Nexus, Photon Cannon, Templar Archives, Photon Cannon, Robo, Dark Shrine, Pylon, Stargate, Bay, Beacon, Twilight Council, Cybercore, Forge, Twilight Council, Pylon, Forge, Cyber, wrong key, Templar Archives, Forge, Pylon, Nexus. I'm down to 2 seconds now. Whoops, cost me a little bit of time. No, that one. Cost me a little bit of time to find it. Beacon, Photon Cannon, Shield Battery, Stargate, Simulator, Fleet Beacon, Nexus, Cybercore, Dark Shrine, Robo, Gateway, Twilight Council, Gateway, Templar Archives, Shield Battery, Gateway, Nexus, Simulator, Shield Battery, Robo Bay, Twilight Council, Simulator, Pylon, Photon Cannon, Robo, Cybercore, Simulator, Fleet Beacon, Gateway, Simulator, Photon Cannon, Templar Archives, Twilight Council. I keep on doing Fleet Beacons instead of cybernetic scores, but it's useful to be able to recognize that, hey, this is a mistake that I'm making when it's happening. Right there, I slowed down a little bit, making sure I get the Cybercore instead of the Fleet Beacon, because I need to make sure that I'm always building the thing that I want to build, not making a mistake, accidentally building something else, and then not noticing that I'm started building a building I didn't expect. Cybercore, excellent. I'm getting there with that. Twilight Council, Robo. I almost did it again. Templar Archives, Assimilator, Twilight Council. No, Twilight Council, wrong. Starting Key, Pylon, Robo Bay. Okay, and I'm going to stop there, right? The reason I'm going to stop there is because if I keep on going now, I'm starting to make mistakes. I'm getting a little bit flustered. So I'm going to just stop and take a break. And you might notice this. I've been taking a few breaks, talking to you guys, just making sure that I'm in the zone and focusing on what I need to. I'm also checking out, what are my mistakes? What do I need to focus on to make sure that I'm getting everything correct? The Cybercore. The Cybercore was the thing that was really messing me up. Making sure I'm pressing J, not slash first, because it's on the same key as Fleet Beacon, and I kept on making Fleet Beacons instead. So I'm going to take a moment, gather myself, and I'm going to try this one more time. If I'm happy with how I go, once I reset, I'll jump into Zerg and we'll see how they match up. Oh. Just relax a little bit. Stretch my wrists. I don't want to get like carpal tunnel, RSI in my wrist, and especially doing very repeated things like this that are very quick and repeated. It's very easy to get those sort of repeated injuries. This hand's not too bad. It's literally just clicking in the same spot. I'm not doing anything else, but this hand's doing some weird movements to get to all the keys. I'm doing it without looking at the keyboard, but it's still that quick succession, a little bit of stretch just to protect myself. I'm going to make sure my keys are on the keyboard in the right spot, hand on the mouse, click reset, and we go straight into Templar Archives, Forge, Nexus, Pylon, Cybercore, got the right Cybercore, Pylon, Twilight Council, Shield Battery. Cybercore, Gateway, Stargate, Robo, Fleet Beacon, Shield Battery. No, that one. Whoa. Same mistake twice in a row. Gateway, Templar Archives, Fleet Beacon, Templar Archives. 150 right, 0 wrong, reaction time of 0.89. I am pretty happy with that. Cool. I don't think I even did as good on Terran with that as I did with Protoss. Okay, so since I've done both of those, let's scroll down. Let's do Zerg. For some reason, we got ... here. I don't know if it doesn't fit. I mean, like, this looks longer than that. Spine crawler, reaction time, research upgrades. Whoa, no, that's not what I wanted. Buildings. Okay, I think it's like literally just whoever made this decided to do ... instead of ER. Weird, but whatever. So let's have a look at this. We're starting at 0, which is all good. And again, similar thing. Evo chamber is upgrades. Spine crawler is like a shield battery. Infestation pit. Infestation pit is interesting because infestation pit makes infestors, and infestors aren't really like infantry units. I don't know, they're a bit more spellcasters. Having said that, High Templars are spellcasters and Ghosts are spellcasters, so maybe that's the connection, right? Again, I was talking before, sorry, I'm probably shaking the camera around a bit. I was talking before about making the connection that the designers of the hotkey setup made. If I can make that connection, I'm much more likely to understand what's going on. So in here, it's probably spellcasters. Spawning pool, Baneling Nest. Yes, that was Baneling Nest. Extractor, Spire. Right, a lot of these are, similar. Hatchery is similar. Spire is similar. Spawning pool is similar. Nidus Network. For some reason, Nidus Network is on the, like, advanced upgrades, but I think that's because there are no advanced upgrades for Zerg, because all of their units are biological. So all of their upgrades are in the Evo chamber as opposed to being in 2 separate buildings. So it was a spare key. Spore crawler, spawning pool, they're fine. Ultra cavern is the same as spawning pool because they're melee units. Infestation pit we've talked about. Roach warren. Roach. Roach warren is Roach warren is the same as barracks, right? They're standard like shooting units. Spine crawler, Evo chamber, hatchery, lurker den. So lurker den is on the same as a dark shrine, right? Stealth units trying to hide from the enemy. Nidus network we talked about. Spore crawler, hydra den is our advanced shooter units. They can shoot up, which is nice. Baneling nest, spawning pool, lurker den, spawning pool, baneling nest. Lots of blood there, that's fine. Infestation pit, extractor, roach warren, lurker den, spawning pool, spire, extractor, hydralus den, infestation pit, ultra cavern, infestation pit. And you might notice here I'm not focusing on speed yet. I'm focusing on making sure that I understand what building is on what key. Right? It's better to get that in my head, going a little bit slower. I'm not really even looking at this reaction time. I'm going, what can I remember? Make sure it's correct. And once I'm getting it correct consistently, right? I've not got any wrong. Then I can start speeding up. And so let's have a look. I got Hydra Den, Ultralisk Cavern, Extractor. Right, all of these I'm remembering. I don't think there's any extra buildings. There may be one we've not come across yet, but we should have come across most of them by now. Zerg, I feel like, tends to have a few less buildings. Not that one, thank you. for instance, they've not got any slash and then M buildings here, right? So I don't have anything to get confused with the baneling nest. Infestation pit, hatchery, whoops, wrong button, infestation pit, hatch, infestation pit, hatch, roach warren, spawning pool. That was a little nice little example of what random actually means, right? Random means there is no set order, and so getting hatch, infestation pit, hatch, infestation pit, hatch, infestation pit, like that pattern, that's actually still random, right? We're still getting this order that is randomly generated, and random will have patterns in it every now and again. Another infestation pit, spawning pool, infestation pit. Infestation pit is coming up a lot, which I'm actually really pleased about, right? Infestation pit was always the building I did not know the hotkey for, and what happens is to get from lair to hive, right? Upgrading your hatchery, it goes hatchery, lair, hive. Lair is fine, cool. I do that most games because I want to get to the mid game, but I often don't get to the late game, right? I either die or I kill my enemy before then. Every now and again I get to the late game and I'm like, I need to build an infestation pit before I can build a hive. What is the key for that building, right? That's the only reason I build it. I don't use infestors, not very much. I tend to avoid spellcasters. I like to play a little bit more simply and just overwhelm my enemy with numbers. That is a weakness in my play, but it means that I don't remember the hotkey, whereas now I know it's slash left square bracket, right? I've got that, I've got that ingrained now. Spire, extractor, spine crawler, spire, spine crawler. Okay, and you notice I'm, slowing down just a little bit. What I'm doing is just one final check, making sure that I know where everything is. And then, in a moment, I'm going to have another little drink. And then I'm going to go for speed and see if I can do what I did with Protoss. See if I can get 150 correct, 0 wrong, and keep that reaction time under a second. Under a second I'm happy with, right? I'd love to get it down even further than that, but then we start coming up against some barriers of like, how long does it take for my eyes to see what's happening and then perceive what's happening, and then for my hand to make the movement, right? It's a little bit different to like those reaction games where it's like click the button as soon as you see the color change or the noise happen or the whatever else, because there's no extra processing. Whereas here I've got to read spawning pool, I've got to understand what that means, and then link it with the key press. So I'll take a quick drink and then we'll see how we go with this. Okay, that is on. Keys on the keyboard. Shoulders. Reset. Spore crawler. Extractor. Nidus. Whoa, slow. This is not good. Hatch. Roach. Extractor. Ultra. Extractor. Spine. Evo. Spore. Ultra. Spine. Roach. Infestation. Evo. Ultra. Spine. Pest, Hydra, Baneling, Extractor, Lurker, Station Pit, Nidus, Baneling, Spawning Pool, Spine, Spawning Pool, Extractor, Baneling, Hatch, Infestation Pit, Ultra Cavern, Hydra, no, Hydra dead, damn it, one wrong, Infestation Pit, Ultra, Roach, Ultra, Spore, Spine, Evo, Nidus, Spire, come on, Hatch, Bane Nest, Hatch, Nidus, baling nest. Okay, and at this point, I didn't get up to the 150 that I wanted. I got one wrong, and I'm just feeling a bit off already, and it's because I've been trying to concentrate for so long, right? And it's not even been that long. Oh, actually, it's been 25 minutes so far, right? Like, here's the timer here. I thought it was maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20, right? So nearly half an hour, and trying to really focus in and zero in, and it's it takes that mental toll. And so I was going, cool. I need to take a little bit of a break. Like, literally, maybe I just need to stand up and shake it out, or go for a quick walk around my house, or whatever else. But at this point, if I keep on pushing against the wall without stopping and resting for a moment, this is going to go downhill very quickly, right? And partly that's just because I'm trying to do so many things so quickly. I think I might leave that video, or this little training session here. And honestly, if I want to get really good at this, 25 minutes a day, that's all the practice I need. Within 2 weeks, I can probably have all of these done, right? Not just buildings, but buildings, unit production, research and upgrades, and spells. I'm just like slowly work my way up from buildings through to spells, but also then going and doing buildings, nailing that, starting on unit production, but then every now and again just go back to spend 10-15 minutes on buildings just to refresh and remind, so it really gets solidified as muscle memory. So thank you for watching. Well done if you stuck around for the entire 27 minutes now. Probably almost half an hour now, getting into the lobby and all of that as well. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was insightful, and I will see you next time.